Hey everyone, welcome back to Open by Accident. Matt here. On this episode of Importing Games from Japan, we're going to look at Fantasy Zone on the PC Engine. Let's get right into it. Alright, so we're looking at Fantasy Zone for the PC Engine. This game actually was done by Sega originally, and it's got countless ports on numerous systems. This particular version was done by NEC Avenue. It's a really good port because it plays really well. The only downside is maybe the sound department could have been a little bit better. The game plays really well. It's got two buttons. You've got your bombs and your regular shots. You move back and forth, scrolling from left to right on the screen, as well as avoiding all of these enemies that are just ready to bombard you. This is more of like a cute 'em up shooter because of the graphic style and the just overall impression of the game. It's a lot of fun, easy to pick up and play, but with that comes a high difficulty. This game, unlike Dragon Spirit, which we previously looked at, once you get shot, you're down for the count. In Dragon Spirit, you could take 3 hits before you were done and starting over a new life. This game, with that, it's pretty unforgiving, and it adds a high difficulty level. But like Dragon Spirit, I feel like that adds to the game because it keeps you coming back, wanting to get better and better at the game. That added difficulty basically makes it a lot of fun to keep coming back and check out. So, why don't we jump in and take a look at Fantasy Zone on the PC Engine. Alright, so we've got Fantasy Zone. This is another HuCard PC Engine release. This one is from 1988. This had numerous releases on various systems. It did get a North American release on the TurboGrafx 16. It's another shooter. It's a little different. It's more of like what they call a cute 'em up. Fantasy Zone is for 1 or 2 players. Goal is to destroy all the creatures on the planet, collect as many lost coins as possible. At the end of each level, there's a large enemy that will have to be defeated before moving on to the next world. At various points in the game, players will be able to find a part shop which allows improving the ship, so you kind of have like upgrades like in a shop form, including better weapons and faster engines. So we're playing this on the Polymega, and that's the Polymega's description. This is one I've played when I first got it for a little bit. As you can see, I've logged about 13 minutes into this game. It's a lot of fun. Like Dragon Spirit, it is a shooter, but it is very unforgiving, and it's a lot of memorization and it's a lot of trial and error, but that creates a lot of replayability with this type of game because it's a lot of fun. So let's check out Fantasy Zone, the PC Engine import. And we're going to start a new game. I guess that's the one thing that I really like about the Polymega is you're able to collect games, that way you have something physical to show off to your friends and display and enjoy yourself, as well as being able to not have to go out and seek out all of these import systems. All right, here we go. Fantasy Zone. So like Dragon Spirit, we have a bomb button, as well as an aerial shot. Some coins. Ooh, it almost got me. Got me there. And this is 1 shot, 1 death. Soundtrack on this is not the best. I've heard worse soundtracks, but definitely not my favorite. As you can see, the little indicator down below, the bar in the middle, those are those big enemies I'm taking out. These here. We're trying to clear the stage of those. man, I was doing really good. Almost had it. Just wasn't paying attention. Alright, well, let's give it another go. Kind of a warm-up run, and then we'll see if we can improve upon our initial run. Oh, man, I was so worried about that bullet behind me, I ran right into it. Oh, they came back at me. I panicked. Alright, well, at least it keeps you right where you were at the boss fight. So we did do a little bit better for the first run, initial run. The boss, at least. Hard to tell. Well, Fantasy Zone on the PC Engine. It's a lot of fun, but very unforgiving. Soundtrack department, a little shaky, but overall it's a lot of fun. And again, you know, just like Dragon Spirit, easy to pick up and play. You got 2 buttons, one for your bombs and one for your normal shooting gun. And, you know, everything's pretty much in English on the menu screen, so it's easy to navigate. But really, in truth, I mean, it's just a matter of hitting the start button and going at it. So this is definitely one you can import and safely know you'll be able to play it. So, all right. So that was Fantasy Zone on the PC Engine. What a great little game. Again, the difficulty is really high, and I'm not that great at shooters. But I really enjoyed this one and can see myself keep coming back to it, just like Dragon Spirit, because that difficulty keeps me wanting to come back and improve upon myself. So, the big question is it worth importing versus just getting the North American release? Well, in this particular case, of course it is. Fantasy Zone goes for about that $35 to $40 range, you know, on the retail market according to Price Chart. Now, if you look at the TurboGrafx one, again, you know, it's not necessarily comparing apples to apples because it has that big outer box if it's truly complete, but it goes for about $65 in comparison to the Japanese version. Now, in this particular case, again, I got a really good deal, which is why I went ahead and pulled the trigger. after shipping, paid about $16 for this game. With that shipping, just make sure that you find a good seller that's got fair prices, and a lot of times they'll start to bundle shipping prices with you. That way you're not paying outrageous prices. Because when you look at websites like eBay or, importing like on Japan, Amazon, or wherever it is you go, they're gonna start charging you like $10, $15, $20 for just a single game. But a lot of times, once you get past that first game, they'll start to add games for just a few dollars more, and then when you get 7, 8 games, you're breaking down that cost in that like $3 to $5 range for shipping. So just because it's got high shipping on that first game, make sure you look around in the seller's store and see if they've got more games you're looking for, and they'll bundle shipping. Can't say that every seller will do that, but it's worth a shot. Alright, so we had Fantasy Zone on the PC Engine. What a fun little game. Definitely going to be coming back to this one time and time again. There are numerous ways to play this game. It did get a release in North America on the original Nintendo under the Tengen license, or unlicensed if you will. It's got that TurboGrafx counterpart, or, just emulate it. I use a Polymega to play my games. That's technically kind of emulating in a way. It's just I'm able to use my physical cartridges, which I love. This game was definitely worth importing just because it was a great price point and it's a fun little pick up and play. Easy for anybody to play because there's really no language barrier there. Make sure you guys stick around for more content to come because I've definitely been importing a lot of games from Japan, and there's some really unique titles that we're going to look at. I appreciate everybody taking the time to check out the channel, and we'll see you next time.